I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig, Miss Wig. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wig.
What do we think about the reunion looks last night? Obviously, I thought you looked very pretty.
Thank you.
I liked your dress.
Mm-hmm.
What did we think of Dorit's look?
Well, when she walked in, we were all like, okay, so this is what really pissed me off. We had to wait 2 hours for her to get ready.
No.
Yeah.
For that curl?
That took 2 hours?
For the curl. Yeah, we were like, so we were sitting in the, me and Sutton were outside, like, we were just waiting and waiting.
I mean, the hair is so simple. It's just pulled back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's like that little piece in the front.
Yeah.
And then there's like a hoodie.
Sutton texted me. She was so mad because we saw Dorit was like posting all these like TikTok videos of like getting ready. And we're like, that's what she's been like we got there at like 5:30 and then we didn't sit down. We didn't start till like 10 or something. We were so annoyed.
Well, I noticed, that you guys were all sitting on the stage and she was the last one to sit down.
Yeah.
And you could hear Andy. I mean, he's like, I'm so glad I got here at 8:30.
Yeah,
and
we were
she's
waiting.
not ready. And they're literally sewing it on her.
Yeah. So we didn't look, if she has like a wild wardrobe malfunction, I get that. But then we were watching all these videos of her like playing around in there. I was like, oh, it's like rude. Like I'd rather sleep in or take my kids to school. I don't want to leave at 5.
Yeah.
So realistically, everyone was everybody was ready.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone's always delayed like 30 minutes, which is normal.
Okay.
Like, everyone's just like, wait 10 more minutes and whatever. But they didn't make us sit on the couch the whole time, but we were sitting in our dressing rooms, like, hold on. It was like.
So what time were you supposed to start shooting?
I think we were supposed to start at like 8:15 or something.
And naturally you're going to run 30 minutes late, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now it's 8:45, but that's fine. That's everyone's kind of like a 30-minute grace period.
Yeah.
When was Dorit ready?
It was like 10.
No.
Yeah.
Another hour and 15 minutes.
That's what I mean. We were just like sitting around, hanging out. It was just very annoying.
And then now all of a sudden your day got an hour and 15 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Because
and also,
of
like,
Dorit.
You're also stressed about the reunion. So you're tired, like, and you want to sleep in. Like, I want to like get the best rest I can. You don't sleep that well. So all those, like, every minute counts for me in those mornings.
Was everyone pissed at her?
Yeah, we were just like, and then she's like, hi. We're like, hi. But like, say like, oh, sorry. I would be running in. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, this happened. I was like, hi. It's like.
So I want to move on to the tension that boiled over between Garcelle and Dorit this year. It started in Vegas when Garcelle said that she couldn't trust the group around the kids.
Last night when we were sitting at the table and we were talking about Oliver, I felt disingenuous for myself because I felt like what I really wanted to say is that I don't know if I trust you guys when it comes to my family. I know you said some nice things, but just telling you my truth. I mean, I think because I'm still a little bit with the laughing of Jax. Kyle apologized and Erica has apologized.
Situation with Jax. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
I didn't laugh at Jackson. I know you said that. But I just feel like I want to protect my family and I want to protect my family. And I feel like I still want to protect my family from this group.
She's saying that she doesn't trust.
I just feel like I don't feel.
When we talk about her kids.
Thank you.
Garcelle, you were obviously pretty vocal about Erica's drinking. When did you start to be concerned?
It wasn't until my party and the incident with Jax. Because I didn't realize how bad the Jax thing was until I watched the episode.
Erica said to Garcelle's son, the 14-year-old, to go, oh,
I was there.
I mean, it's not funny, but it is funny.
I think it's great that she did that.
I, like Garcelle, never saw it in person. So when I saw the episode, I was mortified. My husband was mortified.
But I don't see what would be funny about it at all.
I thought whatever issues Garcelle and I had, that was resolved.
And if I'm in this group, I want to feel like my kids,
Like I
that
said,
you would want to protect them too. Like I would if somebody
1,000,000%.
came after your kids or,
1,000,000%.
you know?
Listen, we're all mothers. It made me sad. And it hurt me to hear that a friend of mine doesn't trust me.
It also hurt my feelings to watch friends of mine laugh at the situation of a 14-year-old being cussed at.
But it seems like you're holding on to a grudge of that. Anyway,
It was
supportive.
adding to it. So I felt the way I felt because I saw the scene.
and then me sharing my feelings, you being defensive and not letting me just have my feelings. And you're like, you know, it happened a year ago. You should be fine.
I mean, it's been over a year.
Yeah, but you can't put a time on it. I can't tell
No,
you
I'm
it's
just
been
telling you,
over
this
a year
happened
and you
over a
should be
year
better
ago.
than.
Listen, Garcelle, you've known us for 3 years. You know people, if they are good people and if they are
I'm
genuine
not
people.
saying
And
you're a
one
horrible
incident-
person. I think you're taking it wrong.
To say that I don't trust you with my kids, that to me, it hits right in my heart.
I feel like now you're making
that's
me feel like I need to apologize to you for how I feel because you're so hurt.
it. Please, come on.
I wasn't singling you out. That's why I feel like when people are guilty, they take it on.
I just felt sad. I felt sad that you felt that way.
Then just say that.
So, Garcelle,
Yes.
you said you don't believe Dorit is racist, but you do believe she's an unconscious Karen.
Because I walked in at the end. What were you and Garcelle talking about that you guys got so heated over?
It's a funny goofball thing. I can see you tucking a few bucks and going, I want a lap dance.
Y'all are laughing because y'all know that that is the last thing that would ever happen.
You made out with your driver?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
She is...
Hold on a minute. That was between me, Erica, and Sutton. And now I feel like you're saying it to embarrass her, and that's not okay.
I'm good. I'm tired. You know, I'm an emotional person, and I didn't like seeing your face the other night.
I was really messed up.
First of all, are you getting
Why
heated
did you bring it up, Dorit?
Garcelle
Why
thinks
did
that I
you
did
bring
to
it up?
embarrass- I
Why
just
did
told
you bring it up?
We were going back
Why did
and
you bring it
forth,
up?
and you were like, I'm
Why
not that
did you
kind
bring
of
it
girl.
up? Answer my question.
I just said we were going back and forth. It was in jest, it was playful, it was joking. We were all laughing about the situation.
It just felt like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women.
To also just give people the benefit of the doubt.
Who's the people?
Me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. When I said it to Erica, we were all having a good time.
We were.
And I apologized because I didn't know that was going to bring up this.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you
said
have
as
to
a
say
direct...
it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
I did not attack you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. After that, I cried to sleep, and I woke up, and I wasn't better. I mean, the word attack.
Dorit was not trying to hurt anybody. But then again, you know, everybody has their own experience.
I used a word that was offensive to Garcelle and made a mistake. She had a very strong reaction to it. And it was a moment where I think there was just like, it felt like everything just went super silent.
I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and I've offended you or upset you or any of it. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
Garcelle,
good.
honey,
Nope,
there's...
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not.
Well, I think you have.
That's on you.
Okay.
The word attack when we're getting in heated conversations to you can kind of go towards that
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you having?
I think I'm going to do the Greek salad.
Oh, okay, that's good.
To be honest with you, the food is secondary to me right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to leave the floor to you because I know...
appreciate that.
You know,
yeah.
You've said that you don't feel like I hear you, and I really want to make sure that not only I do, but you feel like I do.
I appreciate that. So I would like to go first.
We're both on the same page.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. The other night was tough.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you
said
have
as
to
a
say
direct...
it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
You have to know who you're dealing with. There are 3 words you don't say to black women. You don't say aggressive, you don't say attack, and you don't say angry.
Kind of go towards that.
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes. I'm not here to educate you. That's not my job. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. But I feel like you need to be aware of who you're talking to and when you're talking to them and what you say.
If it's offended you in any way,
Oh, it has. That's why we're here. That's why I reacted the way I reacted. I mean, I was emotional for 2 days. I went to bed crying. I woke up crying. I drove to the beach because I couldn't figure out why I was so triggered by that.
The difference being just
unaware, just not. I feel like the word attack just seemed unnecessary for me saying, no, why are you just trying to embarrass her?
I don't know all the words. I don't know all the words and all the things. But, they're also, you have to judge on character, and intent. You know that I would never deliberately do something to hurt you, okay? And if you do, by the way, otherwise, then tell me. There's something... I want to listen to everything you have to say. I also feel like I need to be able to defend myself. So if you haven't finished, I want you to get it all out.
Because it feels to me like there's something that you're...
What does it feel like?
I don't know
that
exactly.
I'm racist?
I'm not labeling you.
There's
I'm not
implication
labeling
here, so
no,
I want to know
you know what? If there's racist undertone, that's not my fault. I'm
because
not calling
if
you
it's simply
anything.
about me using a word that triggered you, if that's what this is about, then I'm apologizing. But it sounds like there's something more. I mean, you do realize I'm Jewish, Garcelle.
We were sitting at Sutton's store, and I was, unfortunately, asking you about your esophagus. Sutton said to me, "Why are you yelling at me?" You didn't say anything. No, I'm talking,
We all
guys.
yell
I'm
at
talking.
each other.
I'm talking. I'm
We all
talking.
yell at each
That,
other.
I'm a black woman, too. And that is somebody weaponizing me as a black woman, trying to make me look aggressive.
You can stand up for yourself, which you were doing perfectly fine that entire night.
I'm still talking. So I was being weaponized as a black woman, trying to imply that I'm yelling at her when I'm clearly not. Who stood up for me? This one did.
Okay.
I want to get back to Dorit. Did you and Garcelle finish
Garcelle
it?
labeled
We
me,
were
and you
good.
made assumptions.
You also label me as angry or attacking. Then that changes somebody's perspective when they meet me, right?
I didn't label you as attacking.
You said you attacked me.
Yes, that is used all the time. If you go back and look, I would say thousands and thousands of times.
But
do you understand?
But it
I
wasn't
didn't choose.
to me.
Of course I understand. You said I live in a bubble. I don't live in a bubble. Garcelle, they're very, very big accusations. They're very big accusations.
So
and
was the word you used for me.
Tell me this. Do you like me?
Sometimes.
We moved when I was very young because we lived in a town where we're the only Jewish people. And my brother and I, people were saying anti-Semitic remarks to us.
I understand.
Whatsoever. But I felt very much like it wasn't a fair characterization of me. So if there's anything I say or do that for whatever reason triggers you, please tell me.
And I think that's, if I can say one thing, I know we all talk about the Birkins and the bags and the fashion, but this is the stuff that really runs us. Hearing your side of it, it's a human experience. And you don't know what triggers someone because you don't know where they've been.
Do you have a problem with me?
There's something, obviously.
Obviously. Do you want to try to work through it? Do you want to have a friendship?
I'm not sure.
I want to express my condolences to you. I know your mom recently passed. What can you tell us about her?
Shortly after we started filming, my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She told me on camera.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How is she doing?
She passed 3 months later.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, and it was, there was a time when, I talked to Kyle about it a bit because I knew that she'd understand because of her mom.
Her mom, yeah.
And then there was a time when I tried to talk to Sutton about it and she threw it back in my face.
And they found an 8 by 7 centimeter tumor in her lung.
Wow.
It's been a hard year.
And all this was going on
While she
you
was
were
filming. Yeah.
filming the show.
Yeah.
You didn't share it with the others.
And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, and it was, there was a time when, I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
And at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
Anna Marie, why did Sutton's story about her esophagus bother you so much?
I guess the way it was presented to me was just really odd.
Sutton, you guys know her the best, right? I feel like you guys are the closest with her. Small esophagus. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse.
Okay, I have
but
a question for
it's
you.
driving me bananas.
Narrow esophagus, and it's very much a thing. And it's not like it has never happened before.
Even in the medical field, you can't say this is 100% the way it is all the time.
No, and actually when you type it in, one of the next words is genetic. So there's a genetic issue to it, and she was saying that her family has it.
Okay, so a bunch of you guys tagged me in this clip of Anna Marie talking to Sutton about her esophagus, and I finally had time to watch the episode, so now I'm gonna weigh in. I think it was very disturbing how Anna Marie was like weaponizing her medical profession to tell Sutton things about her own condition. I'm gonna digress a little bit here and just talk about the esophagus. So the esophagus exists for one reason, which is to get food from your mouth into your stomach. It's just like a long, narrow tube. Sometimes the esophagus can have a stricture, which is a narrowing, and it can be severe or it can be mild. The first symptom that patients usually present with is difficulty swallowing. So you don't just chew your food more. Like a stricture is a stricture, and you can chew your food all you want, but unless you blend it into a smoothie, if your stricture is narrow, you're gonna have like the feeling of some food stuck in your esophagus. The most common cause is GERD, which is reflux disease, very common, peptic ulcer disease, cancer, eosinophilic esophagitis. Now, I specialize in thoracic anesthesia, so I'm very, very familiar with the procedures that we use to dilate the narrowing. It's basically we put a scope down the patient's mouth and go into the esophagus and locate where the stricture is. And then using a bougie, a balloon, or a guided wire, we are able to tent open the stricture a little bit more. I have done hundreds of these surgeries, and it's a minor procedure. You do have to undergo general anesthesia for it most of the time.
Coming to you live from my kitchen counter in pajamas because this is the only time I'm gonna have to do this. I've been meaning to respond to the countless number of messages, DMs, and tweets about the Beverly Hills Sutton esophagus issue with Anne Marie. I just haven't had time, so here's my quick take. I'm not gonna bore you with the medical details. Tiffany Moon did a great post, so if you wanna go check that out, go for it. But here's my personal opinion on this. This is not a question about whether you are a nurse, a CRNA versus a physician. It does not matter where you fall in the spectrum, all the way from being a tech to being a doctor. You join the profession to be an advocate for patients. And as such, it is not our place to belittle, question, or demean a patient's symptoms or diagnosis. We are there to facilitate and help the patient through the medical process. And it was just very uncomfortable and cringy to watch Anne Marie belittle Sutton's symptoms in such a way. She's a lovely person, Anne Marie. I met her at BravoCon. We sat on the panel, but that scene was a no.
Hello, my dear.
Hey.
How are you?
Sorry, baby. I'm good. We need to talk.
We do need to talk.
Oh, no. We're going to talk right now.
Okay, let's talk right now. Go to the bar.
Just say leave. Don't say go to the bar. All right, I love it.
You picked the wrong person.
Honestly, Sutton, let me explain
Excuse
something
me,
to you
ma'am.
first.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sutton.
No, ma'am.
Let me explain.
No, ma'am.
I don't yell. So if you want to make me yell, I
I'm
will
not
match
yelling.
your tone.
Literally, Sutton approached me like I had been warned she would do. Everyone's like, oh, wait till Sutton yells at you. And I'm like, come again?
Here we go again. Someone's about to be toothless at this table in a minute.
We were all gussied up and making a scene.
Well, if you're going to have a confrontation, don't do it at the memorial service, celebration of life. Have it at
Homeless
Not
Toothless.
Toothless. Listen, I gave him $25,000. That deserves a fight. We're going to end it tonight, and we're going to end it real fast.
I'm not yelling. You were. Now you're lying. You were yelling.
Oh, is this my third lie that
Yes,
I told?
your third lie.
What was the first two?
The first one was that her doctor said she can drink and have gabapentin at the same time.
Which he did.
Well, you can't.
A board-certified doctor, GI, that I've seen. So I know what I have.
Anybody would have asked their colleagues. Anybody would have looked at her like she had two heads for saying something that didn't make sense. And then anybody would have been like, why are you yelling at me, crazy lady? Because you were the one who lied.
How dare you keep bringing my medical conditions up to people?
Right.
She won't stop. And I am tired of talking about it.
This is why I say Sutton likes to do all the questioning. She likes to get messy with other people and poke and prod into their business.
The reason why I initially asked you here is because of your TikTok video you did after watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a couple weeks ago. Now, you were tagged in this clip a lot about Anna Marie Wiley, the new cast member, which I have not really taken to yet, but she was using Sutton's small, dainty esophagus against her in a conversation. And I still was I was having a hard time understanding large esophaguses, small esophaguses, strictures. Can you walk us through that? What actually is a small esophagus? What is a stricture? How do you deal with these things?
Okay, yes. I want to thank the people who tagged me and brought it to my attention because I am not caught up on this season's Real House of Beverly Hills because I just have a lot going on. And it kept showing up in my social media. And I watched the clip, but then I didn't feel that I could speak about it until I saw the whole episode because you can't just watch a clip out of context. So I watched the whole clip and I was like, oh no, it wasn't out of context. Like she was this bad. So the esophagus is a tube that connects your mouth to your stomach. And it can have scar tissue, which is called a stricture. That can be high up in the esophagus or more commonly lower down in the esophagus, right where the esophagus meets the stomach. When people have that scar tissue called a stricture and they swallow certain kinds of food, especially like meat or bread, things that are not liquid or more easily passable, they get this feeling that the food is like stuck in their like, I don't know how to describe it, but everyone's had it before. It's called dysphagia, problem swallowing. And it's actually a common problem, which is why I was kind of surprised that Anna Marie, who is a medical professional, like did not know anything. Like, this is not some rare esoteric problem. Like,
oh my gosh, Dr. Moon, I had
is super common.
After I talked about it on my show last week, I had so many people reach out to say, I have this problem, or my friend or my husband has this problem. And I wasn't aware how much of an issue this actually is, that it's fairly commonplace.
Yeah, it's very common. I mean, not very common, but fairly common because the main causes of it are like GERD, which is very common, peptic ulcer disease, which is very common, and then less commonly eosinophilic esophagitis or cancer, which I'm glad. Those are less common causes. But basically she was just speaking incorrectly. Not only was she wrong, but she was like weaponizing her profession as a healthcare worker to sort of tell Sutton how she should and should not be feeling. And she should just chew her food more. When she said that, I was appalled. I was like, the way you treat an esophageal stricture is one, not to gaslight your patient, but two, not to tell them to chew their food more. Like, that is so condescending. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
when the esophagus has a stricture, it doesn't matter how much you chew your food unless it's like liquid or smoothie, and for sure it's going to pass the stricture. You're going to get that feeling of dysphagia and discomfort. And I just, when she said that, I was like, oh, now I got to say something.
And you said that I made up.
I didn't say you made it up.
You said she lied.
I scoured all of my medical books. I went to work.
She asked questions.
I asked anesthesiologists. I asked ENTs. They said, you can say that to a lay person, but if you say that to someone in medicine, you look stupid. I said what she said does not make sense medically.
You said that as well, but you said she lied.
Okay, I said if it's a lie. I said if.
You said she lied to me twice.
Yes, about the gabapentin, and then potentially
this. So you said she lied.
Potentially.
Just say it.
Crystal, you were the one saying she has an eating disorder. Did you have an eating disorder?
Are you out of your mind? You're implying that she has an eating disorder.
I'm not. For the record, those are Crystal's words, not mine. I never said that.
I want to say this. Watching everything back and seeing how I behaved, how I handled the entire situation, I just want to apologize to you because I can't even tell you how much I hated watching it.
I wasn't angry about the esophagus. It was the going behind my back and talking about it and saying that I had an eating disorder and that I was hiding behind this ailment to have an eating disorder.
Then I'm sorry. For my part. What? For my part in everything that happened.
I will talk about my esophagus issue all day.
Well, I'm sorry that I upset you by talking about your esophagus.
Behind my back.
Behind your back.
That was really hurtful.
Right. We got a lot of response from viewers who were thanking you for spreading awareness about it. Viewers who suffered from it.
There were so many people with this esophageal disorder.
You brought awareness.
And in not a very, not
in a very roundabout way, in the most worst way possible, but
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
Well, as we moved into Spain, Anna Marie claimed that Crystal had called all of you shallow, uneducated, fake socialites.
Yeah.
Crystal, you denied it.
You ladies were not intelligent. Nobody was educated, and you're very shallow.
Shallow and uneducated?
Shallow.
Well,
she knows I'm educated, so I'm
That's
fine.
ridiculous.
We're all educated.
We're
We
all
don't even have to question
educated.
that. We're all educated.
Have I ever said that I was a socialite?
No.
Have I said that I'm very social?
Yes.
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 With all the socialites I do know, they don't say I'm a socialite.
That is correct.
She actually, that's what she is. I do believe that she said that. I do.
Isn't that like an old term used as like,
don't
what are we
know. All I
doing, a
know is
debutante
I've
ball
always-
and coming out? Is this a cotillion? None of us here are from, good breeding, despite what Sutton wants to think of herself.
I've been to the Met Gala 7 times. I'm on the board of American Ballet Theater.
Okay.
I just resigned from MOCA board.
Okay.
So there's that.
None of us here are, Northeastern blue bloods, so off.
Okay, so Crystal and I actually
think
just
so.
talked about this the other day.
And?
At the American Ballet Theater Gala.
I know, I missed it.
That I chaired.
I know.
She said, I'm not a socialite. Socialites are in New York. It's an East Coast thing. San
Is she
Francisco.
social, though? She's always out doing
social.
something. Okay. But not a socialite.
She might be the most social one in the group.
Okay.
I could hear her saying something like that. Like, I'm kind of the more social one. That I could hear her say.
Okay.
I'm a very social person, and I don't call myself a socialite, but if that's what being social is, then I guess I am.
Yeah, the first night that Crystal and I met at that holiday party at our mutual friend's house, she was like, I'm a housewife, and I was like, oh, interesting. Like, so, are you guys, really good friends?
When I met her, she had asked me, because she watched the show, so she goes, do you guys hang out with each other all the time? And I said, some people hang out, and some people, I might see them the next season. I said, it looks like everyone is super social, but there's more people who have big groups of friends or their tight group. So I said, I'm someone that has a lot of friends. I'm very social. I'm one of the more social people because I'm from LA. And she took that to change it into, I said, everyone is not a socialite, but I am.
You have this need to make people, you need people to think that you're better than them.
I don't need anything.
She does. No, but that's all I've seen. And the
That's all you've seen. I've met you 6 times in my
Crystal,
life.
that doesn't matter.
Give me an
It's
example
what
of
you've
when.
shown me.
Give me an example
Crystal,
of when I think I
you-
act like I'm better than you.
Well, right
Give me
now,
an example.
well, right now, I think you do because you
Okay, so
are.
always.
You're not
Give
being
another
honest.
example.
You're not being honest.
So give me another example.
With Crystal,
Give me another example.
Like they are uneducated and pretend socialite. She's like, I'm the only real, actual socialite in the group.
She probably did call us all uneducated. Hooray.
Don't care.
Yeah, right. Okay, what's your
I
next
mean,
question? Okay.
I don't care. Like, if she wants to say I'm uneducated,
I don't
did not go
either.
to college. I'm also very intelligent and very successful, so I don't really care what someone says I'm uneducated.
I mean, there's many ways to be educated. What, formally educated, street-wise? Are you worldly?
Self-educated.
Like self-educated? Like what are we talking about? Sexual knowledge? I don't know. Financial, spiritual?
Why
and if
does
you
that
hate
count?
us and we're all so dumb, what are you doing here?
Crystal, bring it down a notch.
Do not tell me to bring it down.
You're acting like a hormonal teenager.
Oh my God.
Okay, don't make the little people come out.
You know what else I want from you? I want to thank you for giving
what?
you something to talk about and making your ass relevant.
What did you make of the interview tape where you said none of the ladies were highly educated?
Yeah,
I believe she said that because she intimated things like that by saying those are big words for you. And
But this is what I always say to this people. When people ask me, I say, we have dumbass conversations.
We knew that.
But also, like, another thing I want to say, too, is, like, there have been, like, instances where you've been, like, you know, less than truthful. Like, you denied saying
Don't
it.
throw
Later,
rocks
you admitted
because
to
you
saying
were
it.
proven to
You
constantly lie on the show, so I wouldn't do that.
to
Be
insinuate that
careful.
Sutton was racist for a year by saying she said something so dark, and then you said, oh, it was just a feeling, you made it up. You
No,
the
I
lie
never made
about
it
your
up.
14 friends,
girl,
and now
no
the lie
privilege.
about me. And I'm like, I don't want to be part of that. Like, I don't want to be part of, like, your system of lies.
You're not a part of it, so don't worry about it.
More than the shallow or fake socialite allegations, Dorit, you seem particularly offended by the slight on your education. Why?
Shallow. Well, she knows I'm educated, so
That's ridiculous.
we're all educated.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. I think I'm the only one here with a college degree.
I don't have
Wait
any.
a second. Hold on.
Sorry.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. One.
No, I'm not talking
Don't
about
two,
You can still be
three.
smart if you don't have a college
Okay,
degree.
but the
I-
three
I-
of them, I mean, you've got three
No.
people here.
And I'm going to stand by the uneducated comment based on you calling me a child bride.
You're nowhere near more educated than the rest of us. By the way, child bride.
Girl, no, okay? The girls are already eating you up about the situation of you and Garcelle and how they feel you were being racist towards her and you bringing up that you're Jewish to relate to her struggles as a black woman. That's already a no-no. And now you're calling a woman of, I believe, Asian descent a child bride when that is popularized. I can't even say that fucking word. When it is popular. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Somebody speak for me. When it is popular in certain cultures and countries and continents in this bitch. Yes, that's what I mean to say, or that's not what I mean to say, but that's what's going to come out of my mouth. Okay, Dorit, I don't think you should say that at all to anybody, but especially a woman of culture. I don't think that's the right choice to use.
You've been going in on social media, and it seems like your comments are sort of shading one specific cast member. Here are some examples of that. Let's take a little look.
I usually don't clap back on social media. I usually lay low. But you know, when you take it too far, meaning my marriage, Rob, hip hop Rob, I'm going to protect him and me, and so. Yeah, that's what happened, and I feel very good about it.
Okay. You know what? Feeling good that you were triggered and ready to go this year.
I can't imagine that was great hearing. No, it wasn't. I think, like I said, I think it's okay to clap back on this show. That's what we do. I just felt like it was a loaded comment directed at me because half the girls got married younger than me. And other girls marry men with a wider age range. So why that was directed at me seems
there's been a pattern.
The U.S. government criticizes other countries that allow child marriages. But it turns out that here in the U.S., hundreds of thousands of young girls have gotten married over the last 10 years, and they did it legally. Now, there's an organization known as Unchained at Last, and they do studies and they look into the issue of child marriage here in the United States. And so they looked at data from 2000 to 2010, and what they found was that girls as young as 12 years old get married off here in the United States. So apparently their laws in 27 states do not specify an age below which a child cannot marry, right? So most states indicate that you have to be 18 years old in order to get married, but some states make exceptions. So for instance, if you're in Idaho and you have an underage daughter that you want to marry off, all you have to do is give the courts your consent as a parent, and that young girl can get married. Now, in 38 states, more than 167,000 children, almost all of them girls, some of them as young as 12, were married during that period, again, 2000 to 2010, mostly to men 18 or older. And that's estimated that the total number of children wed in America between 2000 and 2010 was nearly 248,000.
Wow. But I hope the mullahs who married him are happy and proud. This is one of the reasons that people sometimes give as to why we should invade Middle Eastern countries.
Yes, that's exactly right.
You know that they married off the kids. Oh, look at these pedos or pedos or whatever they are, marrying off the kids at 12, 13. Now, that's not a bad point, of course, in that that's a terrible way to conduct affairs. It's not a good point as to why we should invade them. If you think it's a good reason as to why we should invade them, West Virginia and Idaho, buckle up because we're about to invade you. And so we don't pick those states out of nowhere. Obviously, some parts of the country are more used to this than others.
Right. And look, I think that our audience is smart, and they know that anytime someone uses that excuse to invade a country, it's not really about protecting young girls from child marriages. There are all sorts of other very corrupt reasons why we invade other countries. But here in the United States, this is an issue that you see in various religions. It's not just Muslims or Christians. You also see this trend with some Orthodox Jews as well. So it doesn't matter what the religion is. You see it with fundamentalists in the country. Also, at least 31% of these girls were married to a spouse aged 21 years or older, which is insane. Some children were married at an age or with a spousal age difference that constitutes statutory rape under their state's laws.
So that's the most important part. So look, some of these, I understand 18-year-old guys getting married to a 17-year-old girl, and the world's not going to end. Now, I think that is way too young to get married, but that's like my opinion, man, and it's a free country. And so their parents give them consent, and it's not a federal issue, okay? Now, if you have someone above the age of 21 marrying someone as low as 12, 13, et cetera, and that is actually statutory rape, unless the parents give consent for that to happen, then we've got a real issue.
I know that in this case, these young girls don't feel like they have an option because their parents are pressuring them into doing this. But if you can hold off as long as you can.
That is a disgusting thing to say.
You know, they call Priscilla Presley a child bride. I mean,
okay, I'm an Asian person.
It's the Asian. See, that's what I'm talking about.
As an Asian person, child bride is equivalent to mail order bride. Do you know that?
Now I do, and obviously it was a throwaway comment in my confessional. That was not what I was insinuating. It was off the back of you calling us unintelligent.
But the other part of it, saying you were 12, I always say if I'm saying someone's young, I'll be like, they were like 12. That's like the number people seem to say.
And you said I got married at 12. I got married at 24. I had already gone to college, and I've built a company worth over $100 million right now.
Wow.
The coconut water.
Yes.
Amazing.
So for you to say that you were in college and getting all this education, building businesses, while I'm getting married at 12 years old is bullshit.
I
is
totally
a microaggressive
understand.
comment.
Well, that was not my intention. And so lesson learned, and I appreciate it.
It feels
All right.
macro, not micro.
Crystal.
Okay, hold on. Before we get into Miss Deviled Egg Lady and the rest of the Potomac bitches.
Mia don't want you. You don't have anything to offer her anymore. That dick is shriveled. Okay.
And all this was going on
While she
you
was
were
filming, yeah.
filming the show.
Yeah.
You didn't
Tried
share
to-
it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I need to choose my words wisely as I don't want to offend anybody. But Anna Banana, you lying on your mama? It's not good to lie on skeletons and ghosts and so on. And I'm not trying to say you lying on your mama, but didn't you just say, or in that interview with that Heather McDonald lady, you said you told some of the ladies and they really paid you dust? So that's why you started going after Miss Sutton about her esophagus? But now you're saying you didn't tell anybody. Huh? Girl, again, I don't want to say you lying or, because again, I know grieving is a serious thing as, again, you did lose your mother. That's the truth. But, like, why you lie? Wait. Something ain't right, girl.
So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, you know, and it was, there was a time when, you know, I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
You know, I talked to Kyle about it a bit.
You didn't share it with the others.
At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I just want to compartmentalize and not have to.
So what's going on, Miss Anna Banana? I don't like bitches lying on their... Hold on. Let me just say, I'm sorry for your loss, because losing a parent or just anybody is no joke, and it's really a sad thing to go through. But are you a lying ass bitch because you say one thing and then you say another? So that means you lying. And you lying on spirits and relics and so on. I'm not calling your mama a relic. I'm just saying, like, you really lying on your mama? Or you're not lying on your mama, but you're using your mother in the situation of a lie. At least that's what it's coming off as to me.
I want to say this. Watching everything back and seeing how I behaved, how I handled the entire situation, I just want to apologize to you because I can't even tell you how much I hated watching it.
Okay, I'm confused again, Miss Anna Banana. And I don't want to call you a lying ass bitch as I know you are going through something serious about, you know, dealing with your mother and so on. So I'm trying to be delicate. But you're again confusing me because in that flashback clip that I showed, which is very much recent, you said that you told Sutton about the situation of your mother passing or being sick and she didn't give a fuck. Or she was saying that you were using that as an excuse to how you were behaving.
My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She told me on camera.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How is she doing?
She passed 3 months later.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So that's what I was actually dealing with while we were filming. My mom's stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis. So, you know, and it was, there was a time when, you know, I talked to Kyle about it a bit because I knew that she'd understand because of her mom.
Yeah.
And then there was a time when I tried to talk to Sutton about it and she threw it back in my face.
So that's why you felt some type of way towards Sutton, but now you're apologizing towards her? Or to her, not towards her, what the fuck? But you're apologizing to her, which is nice and she deserves it. But I'm again confused if you're standing on, like you told her again something serious about your mother and she threw it in your face. But now you're apologizing at the reunion. You're just like fucking confusing me. And I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Like what, girl?
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax because I said what I said.